Welcome to Conscious Inspirations, the podcast that invites you to explore the transformative power of mindful living and intentional choices. I'm Rose, your guide on this journey of self-discovery and positive change. Subscribe and share and be a part of a community dedicated to making the world a better place through conscious choices. Peace and love as always, family. Today, we're going to be talking about the purpose of a relationship. And before we begin, I want you to think hard. I want you to think long. And I want you to think way deeper than what you would normally think a relationship is about and what it's for. As I sit here and I observe people who call themselves relationship gurus, people who are giving relationship advice, love advice, just advice, period. What I'm learning is a lot of these people don't know what the purpose of being in a relationship is even about and what it's for. And the conclusion that I came up with, right, is people only want the perks of a relationship. They want the look, the aesthetics of a relationship. But what I'm truly understanding, overstanding, and understanding is that relationships are supposed to be built on common purpose. Relationships are revolutionary. Relationships or unions, I would say, is here to help build up nations. You know, people don't think about relationships in the way of I'm raising the next generation. I'm raising the next community leader. I'm raising the next doula, doctor, lawyer, activist, whatever. No one thinks about that. And that's a problem for me. Because if more people thought about relationships as being a weapon, being a revolution, evolution, I think that a lot of these relationships, people would take their time. People will really vet these people that they are quote unquote interested in. Because what I'm learning is a lot of people can have common interests, but it almost seems rare that people don't have common purpose together. And what I mean by interest, I can be interested in let's say working out, I could be interested in cardio, but I might want to start doing Pilates. Me and this person might have bonded because we both are interested in cardio and weightlifting, but maybe I'm changing and I want something a little more softer for myself. So I no longer want to do those activities. I want to be more into the Pilates type, I want to go for a hike instead. Those are common interests. But common purpose, when you're dealing with purpose-driven people, that's a different type of love, because it's saying that two people are coming together, not because of just the love for themselves, not just because of the love, period, but because what we are doing together is going to shape the mind, of the next generation, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. That's why I say it's a difference between someone saying, I love you versus I am willing to love you. And I feel like people in society right now, I think everybody needs to take a break. I think everybody needs to take a break. I think everybody needs to do some healing and some rethinking, reprogramming their mind, their subconscious mind on what love is, on what it should be. We need to unlearn some things because what I'm learning as this 27-year-old woman, this woman that I am becoming, I do not, and when I say I do not take for granted a relationship, a union, I do not take it for granted. I look at it from all aspects, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and I look at it financially as well. But I think that a lot of people put the finances above the rest, and that's a problem. That is a problem that we are having in society. Everybody wants to be this 6-figure content creator, guru, whatever. And honestly, listen, it's a bunch of bullshit, okay? It really is. Because it's taking you away from integrity. And that's what a lot of people don't have anymore. And then it is giving people this imposter syndrome to where it's like, yeah, it looked good on social media. We look good together on social media. But do people really understand what it's like being an influencer? Especially when it comes to love. Everybody wants the TikTok love with the rose petals and the trips and the Chanel bags and, the cars, the flashy stuff. But people have gone away from what relationships are truly about. It's about raising the next generation, uplifting the next generation. Everything has always been about children, even when it comes to love and who we partner with when it comes to love. And I know that for a lot of young girls right now, it may seem like you want to be this man's wife. You want to be this man everything in your early 20s. Man, let me tell you, little big sister is here to tell you, girl, please, okay? I was there and I just wanted to love on somebody. I wanted somebody to love on me. But because I was not taught the revolution of love, because love is a revolution. Black love specifically is revolutionary. Because I didn't know what that was, it led me in the directions of bearing a child before I was married. It led me down a path of overindulging in sexual activities and smoking and drinking and fighting and just all types of low vibrational things. And as your little big sister, let me tell you, sis, it's a no-go. Okay? It's a no-go. This is why I feel like it is extremely important that when you come into a union with somebody, that y'all set up traditional customs. And you probably like, girl, what the hell is that? But when you come into, and I'm learning all of this through a book. Let me put y'all on right quick. I'm learning this through a workbook called, what is it? Biblical Courtship Program. Shout out to my sister Jasmine Watkins. You gotta say it like that, Jasmine Watkins. I gotta have her on the podcast because this whole workbook and the way it's designed has helped me to build a better relationship with myself as a woman, as a wife, as a soon to be wife, as a mother, as a community leader. And in this workbook, it talks about creating your own individual values, your morals, your getting into the habit of prayer and, really tapping into yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And it's more so about bringing awareness to yourself. And then later on in the book, it talks about the husband and the wife duties separately. So it has, I think it says the office of a wife and then the office of a husband. And it literally breaks down wifely duties, what it should look like, just her setting up that fountain, setting up her house, making sure her house is in order. And that is a thing. Making sure your house is in order, it's organized. You didn't dot all your I's, your Q's, your T's, your P's, your A's, your C's. And then it talks about the husband and his duties and what he is should be doing or what he should be knowing, just the bare minimum of things as a husband. And then it talks about bringing finances together, investing into stocks, IRAs, just, creating a real solid foundation for you and your family to instill into the next generation. And then the next generation. These are customs. These are values. And it even has I think in there it has a family code of honor. And I said, that is so dope. That's really dope. Like we're literally creating our own nation, our own code of ethics, our own values, our own traditions, all of that. So when we talk about unions and relationships, do we really understand the purpose of a relationship? And because of that, it's a tedious process. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a tedious process for me to be like, yeah, that's my man. That's my man. No, baby. No, 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 no. Everybody ain't my man. Okay. I'm no longer thinking, baby, you have to come with substance. You have to know your purpose. I know my purpose and I walk in it faithfully, open to receive, open to give. I know my purpose. I do. I know my purpose. And I know that my man, my husband, my soon to be husband, he's going to know his purpose as well. And because we're purpose driven people, we're going to have a long lasting marriage, a long lasting union. And it's going to be very, very, very intentional. And that's another thing. A lot of people's relationships aren't intentional. They're just going with the flow. They're in these unions thinking about self. When you come into a union, you're no longer thinking about self like that. Everything that you do reflects on your other person as well. So it's no longer just me, me, me. It's us and what we're creating. And when you realize that, love is revolutionary, you're also going to be very protective of this union. I ain't saying be all crazy like people nowadays. Just y'all know. I'm saying that you're going to do everything in your power to protect this union. You're not going to risk that with little things like infidelity, lies, building a relationship on lies. You're not going to do that. You're going to be intentional. That's why I say people have to really understand the purpose of a relationship. People need to slow down. People need to take a moment to breathe and find themselves and collect themselves. Because these relationships, honey, these children are suffering because people don't know what the purpose of a relationship is. And this is coming from someone who had a child without being married, who was just out here living her best life, not thinking about none of this. So I've been there and I've done that. And I'm okay with that. I done made peace with my past. I know that I have not been perfect at all. I know that I used to be a masculine, overprotective, over extra, just wasn't thinking clearly type of woman. So now my thoughts are more peaceful, more intentional. I think before I speak. I'm learning to slow down. I really observe. And I listen to respond now versus listen to react. And that's a fact. That rhymed. But yes, closing it out. There is a purpose and a meaning to unions. Do you think God put you with this person just to be with this person, to take trips and eat crab legs all day and wings all day? No. God has a purpose for you and that person that you're supposed to be with. That's why knowing your purpose is, it's everything. And having your own core values, being self-aware of yourself. I said being self-aware of yourself. Being self-aware, being confident, having integrity, really, really knowing yourself will take you further when it comes to these unions and the purpose of a relationship. Closing out, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in with me. Conscious Inspirations. Peace out, family.